my gosh, first world problems. I'm so craving coffee. I got woken up at 3:15, went straight to prayer, some time in the Word, ate my porridge made with water and had some nuts on it. But the desire to have a coffee, especially when my daughter woke up at 6, was extreme. And then I thought, well, I could have maybe a green tea because it's herbal, but I know green tea is actually higher in caffeine than coffee, I think. So I actually made it and I put it on the side, and I just, making these videos is actually holding me accountable, right? So, but I'm actually accountable to God, or more importantly. And I just thought, no, I cannot have a stimulant or caffeine. That was one of the things that I really needed to give up. And I remembered before on fasts where I wouldn't eat, I would drink black coffee, and it made it so much easier. And so I would abstain from food, but I would have the black caffeine. This time I'm not having the caffeine, and I'm having the most base food, which I'm still really grateful for, and it's okay. It's hard, but it's okay. I actually think I prefer doing no food and drinking black coffee than this way. I'm only on day 4, so we'll see. And I just need to remember it's so worth feeling like this, because I got extra time in with prayer, and the Lord revealed to me people that I needed to pray for. So that's always obviously worthwhile. And a few things came up when I was reading the Word that I just want to make some quick revelation vids on, that I'll share in this fasting playlist. Short but hopefully impactful. I made a little video and I was talking about coffee in it, and I think it's like, for most of my life I've always had something going on that's detracted and distracted me from just being totally still and raw and real. So it might have been looking forward to drinking alcohol with my friends, it might have been drugs, it might have been food, it might have been caffeine, to just something that, you know, was going to happen in my day or in my life, that was something to look forward to, or something that elevated my natural state, so that therefore whatever I experienced, I was experiencing it in that heightened place in my mind. And since I came to faith, the reworking and the transformation that's gone on through me to get to a place where I can just be, where I can just be, not even with coffee or with food, and just sit, and the thoughts that come up are bearable, because I've worked through, right, so much, and been healed and delivered of so much. And when I think back to before, how it used to be, like, I just couldn't do that. And that is one of the scary things of fasting. Like I told you the other day, I woke up, and instead of making my coffee, I just sat and started praying in silence, and lots of emotion came up. I also had a huge outburst yesterday where I just had this huge epiphany rise up. It was like a big ball of emotion, probably, I don't know, coming up through my chest, and then it burst into tears and sobbing, like raw sobbing. And as it says in the scriptures, the Holy Spirit knows us way more better than we know ourselves, and it knows exactly what's still there and what, you know, all that soulish stuff. And it was really good, and I wrote it down, and I'll be revisiting that. And so as that continues, it's just that lovely kind of excitement of, I'm really getting to grips with my true authentic self. Like, who even is Paula without a stimulant, without a distraction, um, without an elevated self who's coping? You know, even exercise. Oh yeah, I went on a 2-hour run and now I've got the endorphin high. That's great. I went through that phase. Yeah, exercise benefits. But when you're then on such a high that you're kind of navigating everything in life without feeling, which I was, which I kind of still do in a way, because I do have a perspective that feelings are just temporary, and any decision based on a feeling is probably not wise, because they come and they go. And all your emotions and your feelings, that's actually what our decisions tend to be based on, and our actions, which I learned on a course about the attachment theories that I've recently done. But your emotions and your feelings are triggered by your thoughts, and your thoughts are connected to your beliefs. So if you have negative beliefs about yourself, you're going to be pretty much spending your life looking through a lens of that and associated feelings and emotions. And again, once you get healed and stuff like that, you get back to your authentic self, your real self, who God designed you and created you to be before the world tainted you. And you realize that you can actually go through life without having an elevated state, without endorphins pulsing through you, without caffeine, without whatever it is you think you need to help you as a crux. And there's things that we're not even aware of. I wasn't aware of pretty much all of it until the Holy Spirit started gently showing me, this is actually kind of like a false god. This is a false god. This is idolatry. You idolize exercise. It's an addiction. You feel like you have to do it just to what? Cope, get through your day. Be a certain weight. Be accepted in a culture that's conditioned you since you were a little girl, that if you look like this, then someone will like you. Someone might fancy you. Someone might give you their love, or whatever it is. I mean, look at Barbie dolls, look at fairy tales. There ain't no ugly princess in those, is there? Anyway, I'm rattling now. I'm so glad I didn't have a coffee. If I had a coffee, I would be just rattling on even more on a hyped up state, saying goodness knows what. So yeah, day 4, this is how it started. Not touch the green tea, not touch the coffee. It's tough in the flesh, but it will be worthwhile spiritually. And I need to keep that in mind, that I'm getting drawn to a place where I'm stronger in the flesh, actually, where I don't have to give in to these things that are screaming at me that I need in order to cope with tiredness. And the scary thing that used to happen with me with tiredness, I'm still waffling, is these thoughts would come up, right? When you're tired, you're probably going to think a bit more negatively about things, maybe more short-tempered, I don't know. And when those thoughts come up, it's learning how to deal with them, take every thought captive. And so when you're not in an elevated position in your mind mentally, because of any source, it can be a real challenge to sit with the thoughts and capture them. It's like exercising your brain. But if you just get through it and you do that, it actually teaches you a lot about yourself. And you become stronger with discernment. Where are these thoughts coming from? How valid are they? What should I do with them? And just working through that without help of a stimulant or something. It is tiring, can be tiring, but the more you do it, the better you get. And then I think you can just be in a place of kind of utter zen and such sharp discernment that immediately when a lie enters your head, you know it. Immediately you know when it's the Holy Spirit and nothing else. And immediately you know when it's just a Paula thought. All right,